What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about two of your favorite meme coins today, Toshi and Turbo. We're going to talk about both of them today because they both start with the letter T, and I like both of them. I don't know. We're going to pair them together because we haven't talked about either of them in a second. Why not? Hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, here we are. It is the 18th day of December. We're going to talk about Turbo first, and then we'll talk about Toshi. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, here we are. 0.0017. With 6 hours and 8 minutes left in this day, the 18th of December. Since your voluptuous upside movements that you saw about 2 weeks ago, you have been steadily declining. I think you're in. Is this a shark? What? Let me see. Hold on. Bullish shark pattern. What? Let's just see. Hold on. Or is it the alt bat? No. See, it's the shark. You see? You see it? Do you see? It's clean. It's beautiful, right? It's perfect. Bam, boom, bam. Slightly higher high, lower low. Can we get something with some actual numbers on here? Let's just see. So 1.13 to 1618. I don't know if we have that. I don't know if we got to the 1.13 level. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Let's just see here. Hold on. Let's see. We'll change the 1272 to 113. Yeah, we basically did. I would say so. That's fine enough. It looks enough like a shark. Maybe it's a baby shark. Whatever. But a shark pattern harmonic, typically what you'll see is that the low, this leg here, B to C, your C leg technically, should go anywhere from your 886 to your 113. Okay. So 886 to 113. That's good to know. So if we go to the 886 from a low to a... Is it this high or is it the second high? It would be this high. Yes, it would be this high. It would be from this point, from 0 to X, not from the B. So you would see either prices come down to about 001438 to 0012, somewhere in there. Okay, 001438 to 0012. That's the 113. I'm going to fix it because I like the 1272 more. But that's how it is. That's called a harmonic pattern. For those of you that don't know, if you're using the fibs and you don't know about harmonics, you just opened up a whole new world of craziness. There's all kinds of harmonic patterns. And this, on a daily time frame, I mean, to me, it looks perfect. It looks exactly like a bullish shark. It's called a bullish shark because, not because of the dump here that happens, but because what happens afterwards, you can see, is you're supposed to rally. You're supposed to rally. Target 1 is A, target 2 is B. There's a target 3, which I think is the golden ratio, or like the 1272, whatever. In other words, we move down here to this level of, what was it again? 0.00144 to 0.0012. We move down to that area there. And then the first target up should be just above where the price is currently. The second target would be at the high here. And the third target should take you beyond. I wouldn't be surprised if we went beyond. I mean, if we return back here, we're likely not turning around at that point, right? We found resistance here once, twice, 3 times. I would think that we break through it. So in other words, I moved down to about 0.00144 to 0.0012. And the 12 is not there, but it's the 113. Remember that the 1.13 fib extension is at $0.0012 in price. So again, 0.0012 to 0.00144. That's the target area to go down to, and then we should come back up with a vengeance. That's the idea. Looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, let's see if we can validate that. I mean, that's pretty bearish stuff right there, but that's a big wick. That is definitely a big wick. We definitely don't have to move lower, but the RSI says we will. It's bearish. The stochastics are bearish, and the MACD is bearish, in all fairness. Why is the MACD bearish? C-Zar, we're green right now. Yes, but we built more green here. We have a higher high in the histogram with a lower high in the price. It's bearish, hidden bearish divergence. And then on top of that, your oscillators are below the zero. You're trending down. You've got lower highs and lower lows. What more do you want? It's bearish. Bearish on all accounts there. Bearish on the 4 hour time frame for rejecting the overbought, or the oversold zone, I'm sorry. And same thing with the stochastics. The MACD is building bearish momentum. Bearish on all accounts, my friends. Bearish. Absolutely it's bearish. And that's okay, right? You're going to be bearish until you hit you finish your C. And then you'll move up. You'll get the big old P, the big profits. That's right. The big P, baby. Let's see. Let's see here. Daily time frame. MACD, you should be bouncing here around the 0, but you might not. You might go just below the 0. Sometimes you do go just below it. So again, going a little bit lower over the coming days, it's nothing crazy. Stochastics are terrible. They're very sad. And then the RSI is not bad. Typically when you get this close to the oversold zone, though, I mean, I don't expect that you bounce. It can happen. You've bounced here before. But I would expect that you get into it. I could be wrong. Maybe this isn't a bullish shark at all. Maybe it's not. Maybe from a low to a high, we're at the golden ratio zone. We're going to find support here, and we'll recover. And I think I'm proven wrong on this being a bullish shark pattern. And what I mean by that is I will be proven wrong on the idea that we go down here to a slightly higher low, a double bottom, or a lower low. And understand these schematics here, what they're saying is it's not an 886 or a 113. It's between that range. That's what we're likely going to see, is something like that. Right? It says it here, 88 right there, and the 113. You got it right here, 886, 113. It's all blurry, but I can see it. It's just a range. It's the given range. So if you want to absolve yourself of going down there, all you got to do is get above this 236, get above 00238 on a 4-hour daily, whatever. Just close above there, and then this is not a bullish shark. It's just a it's a bull shark. I don't know. It's just a bounce off the golden ratio. And we're moving up. It was a misinterpreted pattern, and that's fine. That happens too. Turbo, looking frisky though. Probably going down a little bit. Wouldn't it be perfect? Wouldn't it be perfect here? You got this double bottom set up. You see a slightly lower low. Everybody panics. That's a fake out, and then boom, then you rally. Wouldn't it just be perfect? I think it would be. Genuinely. Right? Like here, you found support. You found support here again. You found support here again. But after this week where you slightly broke below, that's whenever you rallied. Right? Here, you went just a little bit lower than that low there. Here, you had just a lower weekly close than you had here, and then you went higher. You know what I mean? Like that's typically what seems to happen with this thing, and with crypto, with these dynamics. Here, you had just a slightly higher high, and then you dumped. So, might we get a just slightly lower low? I think so. And then we'll pump. And when we pump, because your weekly RSI here, if we go below this, is set up for bullish divergence, so is your stochastic, so is your MACD. You're all set up for bullish divergence. You are weak right now, don't get me wrong. That's what you get, though, for being in weak kind of environments. That's okay. From a high to a low, the expectation is, if this is to be a fake out, we won't even incorporate this in the measurement, okay? As far as like, do I take the high to the low of the fake out? No, we're just going to take it to this low. This is the low of the move. The fake out won't matter, right? We're not measuring this point. It's a fake out. When we retrace, after we hit our low, double bottom, higher low, slightly lower low, whatever it is, when we retrace, we should see a move that takes us beyond these highs and goes up to the 382. So 003355. And even beyond that is likely the next target area once you bounce. So from here, 0017, we're anticipating 00, was it 134 or 144, something like that, down to 0012, somewhere in that range. And then we should, from there, recover. I would think in January, we'll be up at 003355. Maybe the middle of January, maybe the end of January. Consolidate, whatever, continue to rally going into February and March up to this golden ratio zone. And maybe we'll be higher than that. Turbo's been suppressed for a long time. If I'm misreading this at all, it'd only be to a conservative effect. Maybe by the end of April, maybe by the end of March, we are up here. We're pushing our all-time high levels. At this point in time, I'm very much considering, what's the word I want to use? I'm fully expecting that Turbo sees new all-time highs in 2026. I'm just not entirely sure if it does see it in Q1. It might be Q1. It could be Q1. I kind of think all coins are going to rally in Q1 in itself, and if so, let's get excited. But for now, let's kind of stave our excitement a little bit. We'll save it for later. Let's focus on the next step ahead. I could see us moving back up here. I mean, it could be the first week of January we're up here. We consolidate, we do our thing. By the end of January, we're up at the golden ratio. And if that's the case, if by the end of January or early February we're at the golden ratio, maybe by the end of Q1 or the very beginning of Q2, we are up at this area. Inevitably, when Turbo moves up higher, 2.7 cents, 6.2 cents, this is your next kind of target area, and I do assume you're going to get there. I assume you're going to go higher than that even as time goes on. But let's just take it one step at a time for now, okay? First and foremost, bullish shark idea, right? It's the idea. Go down. It's the idea. I use the word idea because it's not a prophecy. Anything can happen. So what? It looks like a bullish shark. Maybe it's not. Maybe we pump here, whatever. But if I'm right, higher low slightly, lower low slightly, double bottom, whatever, something right around here, and then we should be moving up, okay? Let's focus on that first. We'll work on this, and then we'll get back to it, okay? But that's the assumption. We're probably going to move lower over the coming days, and that's good. That's a good opportunity to buy. How many of you wished that you could have bought down here? But a lot of you probably bought at the highs, right? Not financial advisor, not a financial advisor. It's kind of unfortunate, actually. Let's see. High to low. It looks like this is a really nice W setup, by the way. It's really surprising that you didn't continue the golden ratio, but I think Bitcoin and the rest of crypto, you know, tanking kind of probably had something to do with that. I know we were expecting that originally, but whatever. It just didn't happen. That's okay. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes things take you for a spin. Let's talk about Toshi. I'm sure we can all relate to being taken for a spin this cycle. Toshi 3. Toshi 3. $0.0032. Very low right now. Very, very low for Toshi. If we're looking at this, I don't even know what... I should probably take this high to low. The all-time high to this low. Retracement. Back below the 236. It's not good. It's not good going from your golden ratio 236, rejecting your golden ratio, and then getting below. That's not good. But, I mean, it's a little late to establish that, right? It's pretty obvious that, hey, this is not good price action. When I say that, I don't mean, you know, not good in that sense. I just mean very unideal circumstances. What about this low to this high? Okay, here this makes a little bit more sense, right? Found support at your golden ratio zone, back up. What the hell? Wow. We're doing it again, aren't we? That's so wild. Right? Is it the opposite, though? I think it's the opposite. Hold on. It's similar but opposite. Okay. Okay, that's what it is, right? Where here, you're finding resistance of the golden ratio and then coming down and finding support around the 236, more or less. Maybe you go a little bit lower now because you're below the 236. Here, it's the opposite. Now, instead of finding resistance to the golden ratio, you're finding resistance at the 236, and you're coming back to find support of the golden ratio. Wouldn't that be great? Because here, it's like you found support of the 236 after rejecting the golden ratio. You rejected it twice, so then you came back down. Wouldn't it be perfect if you rejected this golden ratio twice as well, and then came back up? And then you'd be in this giant W formation. That might be exactly what you do, Toshi. I'm not saying that you have to go down there, but understand this is a very significant fib here. From the low of September 2024 to the high of January this year. That's a very significant fib. That's your that's like your macro low that established this uptrend here that you were in for over a year, right? That was your macro low there, and this is your all-time high. That's a very significant fib level. I would expect this golden ratio zone to hold a support. That doesn't mean that we have to go down there, but should we go down there? It's not encouraging. We're at 3032 right now. Going below 3003 might be a scary thought to some people. Going as low as 3021 might be a scary thought, but the reality is from the high to where we are now, and then from where that might potentially be, that's really not that much more to go. And even if it is, it's an opportunity to buy, and if you wait, you're patient enough, this is actually a really bullish setup right here, you guys. Very nice, very bullish setup. You might have an atom and atom pattern. That would be sweet. That's the most, by the way, atom and atom double bottoms are the most bullish double bottoms that exist. You could be setting up for that. The reason why I say atom, and I'm assuming here, I don't think that you're going to get an Eve. I don't think it's going to be this long, drawn-out process, right? I think this has been your long, drawn-out process. You're oversold now. Whenever the bulls come back, it's going to snap back. So you will get the atom, the V, and the atom. Adam and Eve, guys. Adam and Eve. Adam and atom. It's 2025. Doesn't matter. Here we are. Let's see. Let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll get into the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there. 1 hour time frame here. Yes, it looks like a bull trap to me. Rejecting the overbought zone, rejecting the overbought zone, bearish MACD. It looks like a bull trap to me. 4 hour time frame. Oh my God. Yeah, that's rough, man. That's actually really rough right there. That's one of the worst looking RSIs that I've seen today, actually. Lower lows and everything. That's crazy. Yeah, we're probably going to go lower. We have higher highs in the RSI here amidst our lower highs, amidst our downtrend, while having lower highs here. It's hidden bearish divergence. You've got hidden bearish divergence on your RSI, on your stochastics, not on your MACD technically, which that's nice. You have higher lows on your MACD, a little bit of bullish divergence. That might be where that move came from. You're setting up for bullish divergence. So while you do likely have lower to go, you're getting set up for bullish divergence. And you'll probably find it here on this next move. So a little bit lower, something that's going to take you below 303, probably. And then from there, we can look to recover. I want to look at you from a low to a high real quick. 30s, maybe 3026, 303 itself. Somewhere in that range is likely where you'll find support, okay? And then we look at this on a daily. Did we look at we looked at all this, right? Yeah. Daily time frame here.
Just notice again on the 4 hour, you are starting to diverge on this MACD, which is nice, right? That actually is really nice. But starting to diverge on the MACD is kind of lagging. In these cases, it's a little bit front running. So just because it has bullish divergence doesn't mean we have to move up now. We can continue this divergence, and we likely do. But looking at the daily time frame, the RSI is very sad. You are in a downtrend with your RSI, right? Lower lows, lower highs. I mean, maybe you broke out of this downtrend here, but even for that breakout, you didn't do much with it. You just rejected the 50, and now you're back down here. So, yeah, you're probably going to hang out a little bit like you did last time, right? The last time that we got oversold, how did that look? You were here, you crashed, and then you slowly moved down. You're getting oversold now. You were here, you crashed, and you're probably slowly going to move down. Maybe not to the same extent of this, but similar, right? I think you've seen the brunt or the scary part of this move. Now you're just going to trickle down, form that divergence, those bullish divergences across your different time frames, and then rally. Right? That's the expectation. Toshi, I fully expect will see new all-time highs. Absolutely, I do. Have a lot of faith in Toshi. From a high here to a low here, the anticipated areas that we will see, probably in Q1. If not, maybe in Q2, just like Turbo. We don't know. Let's focus one step at a time, right? We have to get above the golden ratio. We have to get above these highs first. But sometime in Q1, I would assume that we're at 0.0045 to about 1 cent, somewhere up here, okay? And if not Q1, likely early Q2. But we'll get to that whenever we get there. First, let's find support. Then let's get above these highs. Then we can talk about timing with this, okay? We know we're going here. As far as when, I mean, it could be the end of January that we're up here. Whenever altcoins rally, guys, I mean, we've seen it. It doesn't take long. 2 weeks, bam, right? 6 weeks here, bam. It could be the end. 6 weeks from now is the end of January. It could be the end of January that we see this price action, this price area. It might be the beginning of April. You know what I mean? Like it's the time range is broad because we're still figuring things out here. And how long does it take to figure out? That's the thing that holds me back. So one step at a time. Lower first, below 0.003 probably, back up, get above the golden ratio. Once we're there, then we could probably have a better assumption of what the timing will be like. If we're here and it's the end of January, we'll probably be up here by the end of February or March. If it's the end of December and we're up here, well, January we might be up here. You know what I mean? And likely we're not going to be up here by the end of December. If it's February that we're up here, then maybe it will be April that we're over here. But that depends. It all depends. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I hope everybody's all right and having a good time. Maybe not in the crypto markets, but having a good time in life, hopefully. I know a lot of people are getting bearish, very, very bearish here. But the thing is, guys, I mean, let's just, looking at this for what it is, that was a harsh drop, but it was generated by the stock market. Right? The S&P dumped, and I think crypto had a dump too. You formed a higher low. You had less volume on the dump. You have just about as much volume here. It's all the same stuff. Go lower, whatever, scare people. We're about to move up with Bitcoin. We're about to move up with the rest of the markets. And really, we're not moving down or moving up. We're just kind of moving sideways. So don't get discouraged. Don't FOMO, right? No matter what comes your way. Just probably be patient. If anything, I think just stacking is good, or even holding cash and waiting for the lows to come in, which we're at a pretty low point right now, might be good as well. But I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.